continue to motivate you as you now find yourselves on the verge of being able to compete in that same game again this year?
Me personally, I feel like it drove me so much that this victory tonight doesn't really feel like anything.
For both of you guys, how would you guys feel about a possible rematch against Ohio State?
Donovan?
I mean,
Please, bring it on. I mean, that would be truly a blessing if we get a shot to play those boys again.
College football news. The college football playoff is in, and as is, Georgia 1, Michigan in the Fighting Jim Harbaugh's number 2. Texas Christian University and the Hoppin' Horned Frogs number 3. As predicted yesterday after the TCU loss here, and the Ohio State University brother backs its way into the playoff. The Hopping Wolverines and Fighting Jim Harbaugh's, after gathering their second consecutive Big Ten championship, Michigan and Jim Harbaugh is chasing that elusive championship beautiful trophy around this playoff as he's going to open up his chase in the hunt and the prowl against the TCU, Texas Christian University, and the Hopping Horned Frogs to try to win that elusive national championship behind stud running back Donovan Edwards and dual threat quarterback J.J. McCarthy. The Fighting Wolverines are looking to take on the TCU Fighting Horned Frogs out of Texas Christian University as a 2 versus 3 matchup, and it's going to be a very interesting game as the horses and thoroughbreds that the University of Michigan has behind Donovan Edwards, the athleticism and arm strength of J.J. McCarthy, along with the big physical offensive and defensive line and big physical tight ends that can go out in space like Loveland out down the field catching the ball. It's going to be very tough for an undersized TCU to compete with Michigan. Taking a look here at TCU's front, they seem to like to go with a 3 or a 4-man front because they're undersized to me on the offensive and defensive lines, and they play a defense that kind of just looks like we're out there to try to keep you from scoring a home run on every play. And you can see Kansas State here likes to play more of a physical brand of football, and on a simple play action, running back goes out there to block, nobody's there, goes out into the flat. Quarterback throws the ball deep, a backup quarterback, a strike over the top of a defender that's chasing a wide open wide receiver down the field and makes the tackle, but they give up a big play. And you're going to see this as a theme. And at least in yesterday's game when Texas Christian University came up against a physical football team like Kansas State, lined up again inside the red zone, one of 3 red zone scores in the goal line formation with 2 tight ends in there, a running back, and they do a play action pass, roll out with the quarterback to the wide side of the field. He fires it down the field to a wide open tight end. Sound familiar to what Michigan likes to do in a soft tackle by TCU. The tight end's able to dive into the end zone for a red zone score. Another example here in the red zone, a soft TCU defense. They have 4 linemen up front on a goal line, the 1-yard line, and then they try to bring the linebackers in after the snap, and it's a simple quarterback fake handoff, and he keeps it because the whole defense pinched in, and he just walks into the end zone on a soft TCU defense. This is the kind of football TCU likes to play. They like to spread the field and have their quarterback, Max Duggan, a Heisman candidate, air the ball out down the field to talented wide receivers a la Ohio State. But their offensive line, to me, is undersized and can get bullied around. They got bullied around yesterday. Max Duggan got beat up. If the Fighting Sonny Dykes and Hopping Horned Frogs thought they had a long night against a big physical compared to what they've been playing Kansas State, it's going to be a long day when they take on the Michigan Wolverines and the Fighting Jim Harbaughs, as they have a big physical offensive line, and they're going to continually pound the football all night at them behind stud running back sophomore out of West Bloomfield, Michigan, Donovan Edwards will go between the tackles physically, but also his speed on the outside. When he gets outside the tackle box, he's gone. If he gets out of the tackle box untouched, he's usually gone. And they're going to have to contend with that all day and then try to deal with sophomore out of LaGrange Park, Illinois, J.J. McCarthy, who's only gotten better as the season goes on, and he makes his best plays out of the pocket if there's pressure on him. But when he's standing in the pocket, he can throw strikes and dimes like right there to Ronnie Bell, streaking down the middle towards the middle of the field at the back of the end zone, right under the goalpost. But his speed and athleticism and elusiveness is something that brings another dynamic to the Michigan offense that they haven't had in a very, very long time, and that the elite teams that win national championships have a quarterback that can make plays, a quarterback that's a game changer, and a quarterback that can get outside of the tackle box and get a first down and make a play or get a deep ball after scrambling when nothing was there to begin with. And that is J.J. McCarthy behind the best offensive line in the country and the core of very skilled wide receivers in Cornelius Johnson, Ronnie Bell, Andrew Anthony that doesn't play a lot, a staple of tight ends, right? Behind Colston Loveland, true freshman, right? We got Eric All, who's injured, but Scudamaker came back, who is another All-American type tight end, and they're loaded on the defensive line, and this is going to be a very good game, a very interesting game, but a game that I think the Fighting Jim Harbaughs and Hopping Wolverines will improve their school record. 14th victory of the season. They're going to go 14-0 after they take out and knock down an inspired team out of Texas Christian University and the Fighting Sunny Dykes, but I don't believe it's going to be enough. I believe they're going to be manhandled physically up front on both sides of the ball, and even if they hang in there tough in the first half, it's going to wear on them in the second half, and they're going to break down, and it's going to be a 3-score game by the time it's all said and done out there in the Fiesta Bowl. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love, and go blue, baby.